Here at Western, a number of students and local MPPs gathered for a last-minute rally, and they made sure to let the Doug Ford government hear their voices. It's almost a familiar scene these days, students being more and more vocal about their political opinions in person and online, not just in Ontario, but all across Canada, the US, and across the world. In last year's Ontario provincial election, a record number of students went out to the polls to vote, a number of them choosing to vote for the NDP or other left-leaning parties, which earned the NDP the official spot of opposition. Rallies like last year's walkout over the changes to sex ed programs, and more recently the rally at Western to protest the proposed changes to OSAP. The Ford government wants to scrap the free tuition grant and the 6-month grace period of loan payments. It's safe to say that these proposals left a bad taste in many students' mouths across the country. The students led a march to the campus and onto Western Road, chanting things like, "Doug Ford has got to go." According to Lena Gowie, it's a wonder that this rally had as many people come out as it did.
Just because it was so last minute and it was so short notice, so we didn't think that many people, I had hoped that a lot of people would come, and people did come, and it was so heartwarming, inspiring, and I'm so glad that they came out.
She feels it's important for students to share their concerns and fight for their voices to be heard.
But I think the most important thing is to just gather all these people that have expressed an interest in making their voices heard, and making sure we do something with that all those voices and all that power.
Many different students came to the rally to represent different groups of students at Western. Ari Van Gies is particularly worried about how these changes affect international students.
And so a 10% decrease in our tuition without government funding to fill the gap is naturally just going to go to international students who don't have those supports in place.
A number of MPs also managed to make it out to the event. Local MPP of London North Centre, Terence Kernahan, was impressed to see the amount of students that managed to come out.
On such short notice, it's amazing to see how many people are standing up, fighting these cuts, and willing to stand out in the cold. It's really important that people organize and let the government know exactly how deeply this is going to affect them.
As well as Kernahan, fellow NDP MPP Peggy Sattler attended the event. Both made speeches about empowering students and having their voices heard. Kernahan promises that the NDP is going to continue to fight these decisions in Queen Park in the coming weeks and months. The next step at Western is have their voices heard at the USC election coming up, and you can guarantee that this is not the end of the OSAP fight. Reporting at Western, Evan Johnson, XFM News.